Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes, and this is a little different today. I don't know if you can tell by what's on my channel, but I'm a gamer. And I've played a ton of games this year. So for today's video, I'm pretty much going to be ranking out of 5 stars all of the games I've played this year. So buckle up. Grab a snack, grab some water, because it's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I got my phone ready. I have a list out. This is going to be in no particular order. There's not like one that I think is better than another. But there are also games that I didn't finish or just didn't like. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first on my list is Alan Wake 2, which I actually just finished with my partner like 21 hours in. We are going to do the DLC in like the Game Plus mode. Okay, I'm not trying to fangirl. 5 out of 5. As a matter of fact, 6 out of 5. This game is so good. If you're already a fan of Alan Wake, Max Payne, Control, you already understand like the amount of effort and time that went into making this game. The storyline, Saga, playing Alan, like the story itself is legitimately really good. I also really love Old Gods of Asgard, so I was really happy to see their return, and like the music is really great. Some of the gameplay is a little glitchy, just a little bit. Little problem with some things rendering a little bit, or rendering kind of slow. I wouldn't say that the game was laggy by any means, but again, I also wouldn't say that it was like perfect in every single way, because it wasn't. There are some things that I wish they had reverted back, like say Alan Wake 1, such as the flashlight. In Alan Wake 1, you did not have to like charge the flashlight in order to break, the Taken out of their dark form, like to reveal them so you can shoot them. You didn't have to do that. So having to use so much battery is very annoying. But other than that, the ending, no spoilers, but that had me a little miffed until I saw the end sequence, and then I was like, oh, I guess I give you a pass. Give me Alan Wake 3 right now. Okay, moving on to Cult of the Lamb, 5 out of 5. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm really going to give it like a 4.5 out of 5, because when the game first launched, specifically on Switch, bad. So bad. The first 5 minutes of me playing the game, it glitched and stopped working, and then I had to restart. Even after all of the patches, there were still some minimal issues going on with just how the game would run on the Switch in particular, because I didn't really hear so many bad things when it came to it being played on the PlayStation 5 or Steam. So I was a little mad that I didn't get it on the PlayStation 5 or Steam. After the patches, there's little recordings of me streaming it, because I streamed this game so much this year. But I was facing off Calamir in Anchor Deep, and no, I was facing off with Shamara from like the Silk Web, and yeah, the whole game froze like live, and it was a little embarrassing. But other than that, the free DLC has been really fun. The Halloween editions that they made, all of this has been free. Like, they haven't charged anything but that base price, and I really love that. And so I did also get it on PS5, like a collector's edition, because I'm hot garbage, if you didn't know. So yeah, about 4.5 out of 5. Moving on, Amanda the Adventurer, I'm gonna give 4 out of 5. Now, Amanda the Adventurer is very different from Alan Wake 2 and Cult of the Lamb, and that this is a puzzle-based, like, kind of childish horror game that has horror elements. The puzzles are very interesting and actually really fun, and you have to be willing to replay the game multiple times if you want to get all 5 endings, which I did live. It was really fun. My friend really wanted me to play it, so I said okay. But yeah, I think the game is really interesting. I'm excited to see where Amanda the Adventurer 2 is going to take us. Like, what is going to happen to Wooly, because things weren't looking so good for him towards the end there. Alright, Catherine Full Body. I did stream this live. It was a really good time. Catherine has what, like 13 various endings you can get, and I only played one time, and I think I will go through just to see different endings. If I had to rate this game, I would probably also give it a 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5, because the gameplay itself, like when you're in the nightmare and the puzzles and having to maneuver the blocks, and you know, the replayability of it is also really great to me. So I think you did get your money's worth if you want to play a game and then be able to replay it and something different happen. I did not like any of the characters. All of the Rin, I don't want to talk about it. Catherine with a K, I don't want to talk about it. Catherine with a C, I don't want to talk about it. Vincent and his friends are all hot garbage. That's all I can say. And I love that game. Next is Bayonetta 1, which I actually haven't finished. I've been playing it on the Wii U, and I think I only quit because that's just how I am. I like to swap between things, and sometimes I never go back. Bayonetta 1 has a very weird campy storyline, but nobody cares about the storyline. It's about the gameplay. Bayonetta is one of the most beautiful game women I've ever seen. Apparently she's like 7 feet tall. That's one fine woman. Anyway, that's not the point here. The point is the gameplay is really, really fun, especially if you're a fan of like Devil May Cry. I think that you should play Bayonetta 1 if you haven't. And I do have Bayonetta 2 and 3 because but I never played Bayonetta at all, and we got Bayonetta 3 for me, so now I'm kind of obligated to play the other two. So that's what I'm doing. If I had to rate it, I would say 3 out of 5, because again, the storyline isn't like strong. It's actually quite jarring and a little confusing, and they kind of just throw you in there. I heard that the storyline does get better later on, so I'm kind of banking on that. But again, the gameplay carries this game. For real. It's good though. Play it. Alright, moving on to Astral Chain, which is apparently connected to Bayonetta in some way. I just got Astral Chain a couple months ago. When I tell you, I could not put this game down. I'd wanted this game since I saw the trailer, couldn't get my hands on it, and then I finally got it, and I could not stop playing this. Astral Chain, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 because some of the mechanics are hard to control because you're controlling like your Legion and you're controlling your character, and like sometimes that can be kind of difficult if you're not really used to having to use 2 characters literally at the same time and being proficient and hitting those combos. Beast Legion is the best. Axe Legion is the best. But like the game, I think is really cool. I think the world that they built is also really, really interesting. I did enjoy the storyline, even though it was quite messed up, if I'm being for real. No spoilers. But I did really, really like the game. So I would say, what did I say? 4.5 out of 5 stars? Or 4. It's one of them. Editing Debbie here. It's 4 out of 5. Okay, moving on to a completely different genre. We are now talking about Moonglow Bay. 4 out of 5. Oh my gosh. So the only reason I'm giving this game 4 out of 5 versus 5 out of 5 is because when I initially set up the game, it said it's best played with a controller, but like they didn't specify what controller. So I went in using a Switch Pro controller, and then it made me have to like link the buttons myself, and that was awful. So me not even thinking, use an Xbox controller, which is already preset with everything that you need. So the first couple times that I played, I had a horrible time because I'm not good at mapping keys, and so it's more on user error. So like it was my fault that I'm giving it this rating because it was my fault that I didn't use an Xbox controller. But that being said, that kind of ruined the experience. Moonglow Bay is so cute. It is so cozy. It has one of the nicest art styles that I've seen in a very long time. You know, you're out on your boat, you're catching all of these like creepy and interesting fish. You know, you're helping revitalize the bay, and I really enjoyed this game because it also has a touch of like environmentalism in it, because you're cleaning up the ocean, you're cleaning up the beach, you're, you know, helping bring life back to the town. And I mean, I think it's a really good game, and I think people would actually really enjoy it. This is the part where I say I'm sorry, because we're talking about Cozy Grove, and I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Okay, Cozy Grove had so much promise, but like quite a few of the games on this list, it suffers from an optimization issue on the Switch, and I'm like, at this point, why even bother putting it on the Switch if you're not going to make sure that it's going to run properly? Cozy Grove, I played this game for so many hours. I'm literally almost done to completing the game, and I can't even bother to do that, because the more you progress, the more things that you plant and put down, the more pets that you set up, the slower the game runs. To the point where I can't even start it up without being frustrated because it's glitching, it's lagging, it doesn't want to run anymore, it does not want to play anymore. This game on the Switch in particular is bad. It's really bad, and it's just so frustrating. Also, it's a little annoying that they kind of added a mechanic like Animal Crossing, where you can time skip, but not really, because you can time skip forward sort of, but you can't time skip back. So like, my date is always going to be technically off, and there's no way that I can fix that, and you know what, I don't like that. But yeah, 2 out of 5, awful. I'm probably never going to finish it, even though I was so close to getting all of the scout badges. At this point, I don't care, and I would never buy it again to do that on my PC. It's just, I don't think it's worth it at all. Sorry. Oh boy, and then another one that I ended up really not liking, and I tried so hard. We're talking about Moonlighter. Now, Moonlighter, it is on Xbox Game Pass, so I mean, play it if you want to, if you have Game Pass. And the premise I thought was really interesting. You play as this character, Will. You're running, I guess, his parents' shop. Like, he's the last one there to run this shop, and people kept dying, going dungeon crawling through this dungeon that pops up, and he, you know, wants to travel through the dungeon and find, I guess, the final I don't know. But the really cool aspect of this game is that you actually are running the shop. You have to run through the dungeon, and you have to collect resources that you later on sell in your shop. You have to haggle, you have to price things correctly. I thought that was such a cool aspect of this game. Eventually, I think you're also trying to revitalize the town, because apparently everybody died going through this dungeon or whatever. So I don't know. The problem for me when it comes to Moonlighter is that the mechanics are bad. Some hits will not hit. Some rolls will not roll. So when you're running through the dungeon, sometimes you'll go into a room where you have to roll over the crack in the ground. Sometimes your roll doesn't even register, and you just fall and you die. And when you fall and die, obviously you come back, but you also take damage. Another really big issue is that so many people, if you go look at the reviews on Steam, so many people were actually getting hard stuck towards the beginning of the game. So what happens is, it tells you that you have to teleport out of the dungeon if you feel like you're about to die, or if you're full up on resources and you want to go sell, you have to teleport out. The problem is, it doesn't exactly tell you that it costs money to teleport out after like the first or second time. So people are going in, teleporting out, but then when you go back in and you don't really have any money, you literally cannot leave. I can't even remember what I did in order to finally be able to go back to the shop, but it was like a really weird moment where people were just like, what the fuck is happening? So again, I'm sorry if this is your favorite game. Obviously, maybe I'm just not competent in that way, and you know, I will take that. But I just did not like it. Some of the mechanics are hit or miss. The game looks really pretty though. I love the retro feel to it. I think that's really cool. Will I ever go back and play this game? No. 2 out of 5. Next, we are going to be talking about A Little to the Left, which is a really cute cozy puzzle game. It's literally just a collection of different puzzles and you can solve them in multiple ways, and that's about it. Because of the simplicity of the game, and literally there's no health bar, you're not fighting an enemy, you're literally just chilling, you're vibing, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because it's just a simple, cute puzzle game. All right, next we're going to be talking about the 2-player character Blanc. As soon as I saw that this game was being released, I begged my partner for us to play this together, and they obliged, and we did. It's a very short game. You play as a fox and a wolf that have both been like separated from their packs, and so they're just little babies and they're traveling together, and it's a puzzle game as well, but in a different way. But you're traveling through the snow and you're having to like, each character is having to coordinate together in order to continue through to find their, you know, respective packs, and it's glitchy. There are some bigger glitches and smaller glitches, but not to the point where I would say it ruined the game. There were just slight moments where we were kind of stuck because of the glitch, but then once we kind of reworked through it, it really wasn't that bad. I wouldn't say that the glitches ruined the game for me or ruined the immersion of the story. It's very, very wholesome. I would give it a 3 out of 5 because of the glitches, but it's a short game. It's like 2 hours. So you might like it, especially if you want to play a game with someone and the game isn't like super complicated. Okay, oh my god, so this one I recently got into because my partner gave me the game so that we could play together, and we still haven't played together. I'm talking about Lethal Company. 5 out of 5. As a matter of fact, I would go as far to say 6 out of 5 because it's just a fun game, especially if you're playing with your goofy ass friends. It is so fun. It is so fun. People have modded this game, so you can play with up to like 32 people. You can mod your characters to like release different sounds, to move in different ways. I saw a member of the company clapping those cheeks the other day in a video. It's just a really fun game. The different creatures that you have to dodge and like look out for. I lost all my friends to a slime and I was the only one that survived, and I made it back to the ship. This was my first time playing, and I didn't know how to maneuver us off of the planet. It was very, very funny. I will insert that clip here because I thought that shit was hilarious.
Where are they?
There's a blob. Go out.
Wait,
go out.
Go out. Buddy, what are y'all doing?
There's a blob when you go in right to the left.
I'm gonna kill it.
I don't know if we can hit it or not.
I don't know
if we can kill the
either.
bomb.
A shovel seems like it would be ineffective.
I don't know, because I
Blob! You can't hit the
I
blob!
don't think so.
Nope, I went in and I
that
went
shit
right back out.
spread
Debbie, put
so
it down.
fast.
Debbie, put the thing
I
down.
told you it was
You
right
cannot.
there.
There's no going back
Debbie,
in there.
yeah,
There's
put it down.
no. Put it down for what?
She can see the prize.
There's no going back in there.
It's 38.
I told you I think a shovel would be ineffective.
That shit
Yes,
spread
blob.
through the whole room. So who just went in there?
Okay, so.
Yes! Did you not just hear me? What is wrong with you? Did you hear nothing I told you?
Do you want me to pick it
We
back
gotta
up?
wait for it to pass. We gotta wait
It's
for it to
not
pass.
going to pass.
Yes, it is going to pass. I have seen it. It's not going to stay there the whole
And
time.
this
You have
too
to
shall
wait.
pass.
Jeez.
Ugh. Y'all heard
I told Debbie to get out.
Yep.
The blob is coming.
I was like, nope, you gotta tell me twice.
Okay.
I'm hiding in my corner, y'all. I'm over here.
Okay.
You want me to
I
check?
wish we could see through the window.
So, like,
Yeah,
when
go
you
ahead.
did it
All
just
right,
do
I'm gonna check.
nothing?
Back up. It did nothing. It didn't even care.
Dang.
It didn't.
I don't think. I'm just gonna assume that he's dead.
Is he dead?
He might be dead. Don't go in there.
He may have taken too much damage the first time.
Oh, damn it. So
It must be fine.
no, I don't know about that. Do we want to go in to check? No, but if everybody
we're gonna
dies,
have
we
to.
lose everything.
Okay, I will check.
Okay.
If I don't come back out, that means it's not safe. It's fine.
No, I'll go in. I'll do it. I'll do it. Like, oh god, and I don't know how to control this shit. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
So definitely like 6 out of 5. Get it. It's really, really funny. It's a fun game. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the Spyro Reignited trilogy, and I am going to be going each game in the order that I played it. I typically play it backwards because Spyro Year of the Dragon is my favorite one. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I'm biased. I am. It's the easiest out of the 3 because I feel like over time, the developers realized the first 2 games are more difficult. So let's throw these people a bone and give them a bonus area. So instead of 100%, I think it's like 116% that you can get out of this game. And I complete it every time. I eat that game up every time. And am I going to replay it next year? Yes, I am, because it's Spyro the Dragon. It's just really enjoyable. It's a platformer, there's puzzles, there's replayability. You can go back, if you haven't found all the eggs and stuff, you can like go back, you can find little secret areas for like skill points. It's fun. It's a good time. Next, I always play Spyro Ripto's Rage, which actually I hadn't played very often. I'm gonna give that one a 4 out of 5 because it's not as good as Year of the Dragon. There's also some slight like glitches in there that kind of made completing some of the levels more difficult than before. Then again, they did kind of scale up difficulty level when it comes to that one in comparison to Year of the Dragon. So I would give it a 4 out of 5. And then the original, the one that started it all, Spyro the Dragon, I was looking at this game through rose-tinted glasses because that game is not as easy as I thought it was as a kid. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 because it is more difficult than the other two, but also it's fun. The difficulty of it makes it so fun. I do think that there are a couple little glitches that make completing some levels harder than others, which is why I really don't play it as often as the other two. So yeah, I do think Spyro the Dragon does have a bit more difficulty than the other two, but that's why I like it. So I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. All right, moving on to Monument Valley 1. This is a geometric puzzle game where you manipulate full structures, like full buildings you have to manipulate in order to guide this princess through each level. I absolutely loved Monument Valley. It's a very short game. I want to say about an hour and a half. I would give this a 4 out of 5. And really, the only thing keeping it from being a 5 out of 5 in my eyes is the length of the game. There's only 10 levels, so really there's not that much for you to do, but it's so good and so interesting. There are like lines from characters, but it's not voiced, you just read it. And it's visually stunning. The music that plays in the background is also really soft and chill, and I think that's why I really ended up enjoying it. I did stream it. And then next is Monument Valley 2, which will get the 5 out of 5 because it is a little bit longer, only 14 chapters compared to 10. This time around, instead of playing as one character, you're actually playing as a character and their daughter. Again, you're still manipulating the structures. Some of the coloring is also either brighter or darker compared to the first game, and I thought that was really interesting. There is a scene where the mom character basically abandons her daughter, and like when that part came up, I was like, what are you doing? But anyways, I would give Monument Valley 2 a 5 out of 5. All right, now we're moving on to the game GRIS, which that game made me so emotional. The art style is also very different compared to any of the other games on this list. You play as this character that's voiceless. Only audio is like the game music, which is really soft. And sometimes she makes noises like during her movements. It's really a game about loss. And like, I really can't explain it. Like, you would have to experience that game for yourself to like see how you feel about it. But I thought it was really beautiful. I thought it was visually stunning. It wasn't overdone. So in the game, you're collecting star pieces to form constellations, which also help with your movement throughout the game. And I loved it. 5 out of 5. I really, really liked it. I didn't have any glitches. All right, so next on the list is Ori in the Blind Forest. Okay, when I first saw like gameplay of Ori in the Blind Forest, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks so beautiful and so fun. I would consider it a platformer. Guys, the thing is, I'm not bad at platformers, but I'm also not the best person at platformers. I did not enjoy this game. I love it, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I didn't finish it. It was just, I don't know what it is. I am gonna go back and play it again because I really want to continue through, but I was just getting so frustrated. And for me, it's the kind of game where you have to stop playing, take a step back, play something else, and then go back, because I was just making myself mad at that point. 3 out of 5. All right, now we're moving on to the game Hades, 6 out of 5. I've played this game a lot, like a lot. I love it. I really want to get it again on PC, even though I do have it on my Switch. I do have it on PS4. Hear me out. I want it on my PC because I want to mod it. Like, I want to get that mod where it adds in like another god and, you know, adds in more boons. I love Hades so much. There are photos of Zagreus around this room. I have the Nindoroid of Thanatos, Zagreus, and Meg. Like, that's how much I really ended up loving this game to bits. Just the gameplay, the boons, the storyline is really fun and interesting. They knock this out of the park, and I'm so excited for Hades 2. I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. So 6 out of 5. All right, moving on, we are going to be talking about Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which I've actually been playing since October, on and off on my 2DS XL. 5 out of 5 for me, because I feel like this game is a bit different compared to like other Mario games. It's so good. I love that you have to re-travel through areas that you've been through. I really enjoy just the different move lists that like it just keeps expanding and expanding. Like, the brothers are constantly learning new moves, like the bean star, it's splitting up, you having to re-travel like around to like collect all the pieces. Like, when you think the story is done, it's not. That's really when it starts. Also, Prince Peasley, 5 stars. But yeah, I would give this game 5 out of 5. I think that it's also not as easy as other Mario and Luigi games or just like Super Mario Brothers games, and I really like that. There's a little bit of a difficulty spike in my opinion when it comes to this game, but it's super enjoyable. Okay, so the next two games are games that my partner surprised me with. They are on my 2DS XL. One is called Pushmo and one is called Stretchmo, and there's a third one called Crashmo, but I haven't played it, so it's not really on this list. Now, both I'm giving 5 out of 5 stars. It's a puzzle game where literally Pushmo, you have to push the blocks in order to make it to like the flag, and it's not as easy as I'm like making it sound. It's a little bit on the difficult side the further you go in the game, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Pushmo, again, in the name, you're pushing the blocks instead of stretching them out. Again, phenomenal. It's really fun. I could just waste so much time like figuring out the puzzles. I really like puzzle games, even if I'm not that good at them. So yeah, both of those I'm giving 5 out of 5. So moving on, we are going to be talking about Tunic, 5 out of 5. The problem is, okay, hear me out. I'm going to defend this 5 out of 5. The game, it's so cool. It is so fun. I guess some people could consider it like a Souls-like, like a Zelda-inspired game. You play as a really cute fox. It's like geometric and isometric at the same time because you're looking down at the character. You can also shift the board itself that you're playing on. It's so fun. So the point of the game is you're pretty much trying to collect all of the pages of the manual in game in order to get the true ending. But if you get to the end of the game without collecting all of the pages, it's a different ending and not the true ending. So I actually have this on Game Pass as well, but then I really wanted a physical and I have it on my Switch. I really enjoy this game. It's not easy. I'm going to be the first one. Take that with a grain of salt because just the type of gamer that I am. Some people have a very easy time getting through a game like this because they like, you know, the challenge of it, the difficulty of it. Someone like me, it's going to probably take me a lot longer to get through a game like this, and I love that. I really love how challenging the game is, and like you have to pay attention to every corner. Every space could possibly be a turn. Like there's so many secret passageways and different ways to move around the game, and just I love it. I've been really enjoying this game, so that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, even though it is on the more difficult side for me. Okay, so next we are going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I've been playing since 2020, you know, the great lockdown. And I still play it to this day. I think I'm at over 300 hours, and guess what? In those 300 hours, I've realized this game is a 3.5 out of 10, and I'm gonna tell you why. So it does improve if you get like the Happy Home DLC, which I didn't get because I didn't want to buy it. Also, if you buy everything on Harv's Island, that also increases how fun the game is going to be. But my real problem with Animal Crossing comes down to the DIYs and how everything is kind of up to chance. But even after 310 hours, there's so many DIYs that literally it may never happen. It may happen. I finally got my hands on gold armor because of a very awesome Discord member that gave it to me, and then also gave me a rocket so I can finally have my big robot fighting my Godzilla at the airport of my island. So just the DIYs, especially the seasonal DIYs, is where I have the bigger gripe, because they only give you a certain amount of time to even be able to find the DIYs. But again, the DIYs are a lot harder to find, so it's like you constantly have to time skip back just to be able to try and find all the DIYs you're looking for. So again, 3.5 out of 5. It's still a fun game. I still enjoy it. Especially if you're just into a really chill, relaxing game. But then again, it becomes less relaxing if you don't play for a long time, and then you come back and there's weeds everywhere, and then you got roaches in your house. And then if you, I think, wait super long, your villagers could also possibly leave. You can time skip forward and back, but not too much, or else it'll ruin your turnips. Turnips are a scam. I said it. Tom Nook is also a scam artist, and his sons Timmy and Tommy, I don't trust their asses either. There, I said it. 3.5 out of 5. Why did I even put this on this list? Overwatch 2. Okay, so I'm gonna be as honest as possible. I hate this game. So, a little background. I played Overwatch 1 starting in 2017, and I played on and off until they turned it into what it is today, until they turned it into Overwatch 2. All of my shorts on YouTube are actually pretty much just Overwatch 2 shorts, but I found one of me playing Overwatch 1 Orisa with her dome shield, and like, remember her magnet that would pull people to get together, and then you could just like shoot them. Listen, I miss Overwatch 1 Orisa. I'm gonna be honest. If they mixed together Overwatch 1 Orisa with Overwatch 2 Orisa, I think she would probably be even worse than she is now playing against her. But Overwatch 2, I would give a solid 2 out of 10 simply because of the battle pass, the PvE situation that happened, the reverting it to 5v5 without actually doing the proper balancing to make 5v5 viable. Because at this point, you're still playing as if you need a 6v6. And look, I don't know if that's a hot take, and legitimately, I don't care. The shop, stupid. Splitting between coins and credits to force you to have to buy with actual money the coins so that you can actually get the really nice skins that are in the shop, stupid. For some reason, the Overwatch League, I watched the Overwatch League and it didn't give me any coins, so I couldn't buy any of those skins, stupid. Tanks. Why am I giving? Oh, I might make some people mad. Tanks, whine, cry, cope. DPS, whine, cry, cope. Support, cry, whine, cope. Everyone is saying, oh my god, nerf Ana. Oh my god, buff Ryan, which I agree. Buff him in Doom, please. Oh my god, nerf Maga. He's only been out for like, what, 2 weeks? And then he did kind of get a nerf. Good, because he's kind of annoying. Oh my god. Nerf Kiriko. Oh my god. You know what they need to do? I need you to give Sim back her health. That whole split thing, stupid. They keep nerfing Sim and then just like acting like she's the kid who went upstairs at the end of the season and never came back for the next season. Like, I don't get it. As a matter of fact, just put her back in support. Please. I love her so much. And I just think... Also, Sombra is either going to win you the match or lose you the match. Widowmaker is either going to win you the match or lose you the match. But in my experience, 8 times out of 10, they're going to lose you the match. And within the first 2 minutes, if they're not doing well, they're probably not going to do well throughout the whole match. And then they also refuse to swap. So then it's like, why are you even here though? The Flashpoint, that game mode, trash. The Samoa levels, I don't like them. I did like that they brought back like the battling for the 2 points in the one game, like that game mode from Overwatch 1. I was really happy when they brought that back, and I think it's in the arcades sometimes. I did enjoy it. I was able to play it that one day. But again, unless you're playing with friends, this game is not fun. People are still mean. People are still hating. I don't even play ranked. I really wanted to, and then I realized this game already makes me miserable, so why would I play ranked to feel even more miserable? Also, don't get mad if your support has more kills than you when they're also healing you. Okay, anyways, 2 out of 10, moving on. Alright, Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 10. Only because I actually haven't finished it. I think I hit hour 90 a couple months ago, but I've just been playing so many other games that I haven't gotten back to it. I actually really enjoy Forbidden West. And my friends who know me know that when I first discovered Horizon Zero Dawn, I played for 13 hours that very first night because I couldn't put it down. I do really like Forbidden West as an addition to the original Horizon Zero Dawn. I do love how fat they made that map. Oh my god. I think why it's not a 5 out of 5 versus the 4.5 out of 5 is just, I feel like there's too much but also not as much as I wanted. Like, I feel like I still wanted more, if you know what I mean. The gameplay is still good, but also playing with the PlayStation 5 controller, it's not as smooth as with the PlayStation 4 controller. And I think that also kind of gives it the 4.5 versus the 5. Especially because of like the adaptive triggers or whatever. Aiming is a little bit different. Firing is also a little bit different. My aim in the original Horizon Zero Dawn, spectacular. Yes, I'm humble bragging about myself right now because I thought my aim was great. But then you translate that over to Forbidden West and it's not that good at all. It's really not. I did like the storyline. I thought it was really, really interesting how they added the Zenith. That was a lot. Beta, don't like her. Varl deserved better than that girl who's really annoying to me. There, I said it. Okay, moving on. Unpacking, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. It's a great puzzle game and it's super simple because all you're doing is unpacking boxes and stacking things, putting things away, putting things on shelves, folding the clothes and putting them away, and just it's really, really fun because you can replay the game. Sorry about my hand motions. You can replay the game and actually put things in different orders, so that's not like things are set to one set spot. At least not everything. Some things are. You have to put them in or around the same spot or else it's not going to count. The further you go in the game, the more advanced it becomes because the character you're playing, you pretty much go through their life as they you know, progress in age and move out and move in, and you can see like their stuffed animals are getting torn and sewn up. Like the further you progress in the game, their house gets bigger or smaller, and so it becomes really, really fun seeing what this person kept, what this person decided to part ways with because they don't have it anymore in the next level. And so I really enjoy it. 5 out of 5 for me. Listen, I don't want the fans to come for me, but I didn't like Hollow Knight, and yes, it is a platformer, and yes, I didn't like it, and you might be asking why. It's so good. I 3 out of 5, I didn't like it. All right, we're okay, we're 2 for 2. Now we're talking about Palia. Up here or around here, I will link to my Palia review that you didn't ask for. Where I streamed it live, and the very first thing that happened to my character is they fell through the map. I tried to give this game a chance. It is your basic like farming sim. You can fish, you can hunt, you can shoot things with bow and arrow, you can chop wood, and you got a house that you can kind of decorate. But like some of the mechanics I didn't like, some things I wish they added in. I know I played it when I think it was in like what, beta, alpha. The game might be different now, and I feel like I should go back and like play again. But also, my thing is, why play a game that you don't like? Yeah, that's all I can really say. I'm gonna give it like a 2 out of 5. All right, so moving on to Tiny Witch, 4.5 out of 5. Because once you hit day 4 in a certain area of the map, it has difficulty spikes all over this game. Someone explained this game as like as a phone app game that you paid for, and you know what? You might be onto something. But also, I bought it as part of like a pack off of Steam, so it wasn't really a big loss to me. I really actually enjoy Tiny Witch. It's literally a game where you play as a witch in a haunted... How to explain this game? It's literally like those phone games where you're cooking for multiple customers and you have to quickly move around the map to like cook certain things. But instead of cooking food, you're actually making minions for different like witches, wizards, like... Yeah, it's really, really interesting in that way, but you're working at like haunted shops and you can't leave until you make enough money throughout the day and the night cycles. So I think there's 10 days per area, and each area has like a different thing that gets in your way, whether it's quicksand, whether it's like dripping, leaking, like slime on the floor that slows you down. I honestly think like the game is really cute. Like, Again, it does have difficulty spikes. I did finish up the game, but then there's a secret level that's really, really hard, and I have not beat that yet. But 4.5 out of 5 for me. All right, so we're moving on to Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. I'm gonna actually give this a game a 4 out of 5, just because it can't get 5 out of 5 because I feel like it's good, but not like amazing. I absolutely love the new Kirby modes, especially the car. It is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It is such an amazing addition to the Kirby franchise. And again, I love Kirby. Like, I'm a Kirby connoisseur. Kirby is littering my desk right now. If I could have a Kirby Christmas tree, then I would. Like, that's how much I absolutely love him. Kirby is one of my absolute favorite gaming characters of all time. It is what it is. If I play Smash Brothers, I'm toxic. I'm gonna play Kirby. Again, 4.5 out of 5. It's really fun. The levels are really, really fun. Just, I love seeing how updated they made the game look compared to the past. And yeah, it's a really fun experience. I think if you have kids, you'd probably enjoy playing that with them too, because it's not the most difficult game in the world either. Next, we are going to be talking about Alba's Wildlife Adventure. I would consider this a cozy game, but it also has a very, very awesome environmental twist to it, because you play as this little child named Alba visiting their grandparents on this island that has seen better days. Well, the mayor's crooked and basically wants to get rid of the conservation like part of the town, and like you can run around and help birds that have like gotten stuck in this toxic sludge. You can free animals, I think squirrels that have like, you know, the can holders that like get wrapped around their neck. You can help free them. Like, you can basically help the environment in the game while also using like the grandfather's phone to take photos of all of the wildlife in the game. And like, it's really, really good. It's also super simple. I think I beat it in about 4 hours, so it's not even the longest thing in the world, but I would give it a 5 out of 5 because of its simplicity. Oh, The Last Campfire, 5 out of 5. This game, it made me personally very emotional. It is definitely a puzzle-based game. I'm not gonna really talk about the storyline or anything like that, but just know that if you play this game, be prepared to be very sad. Be prepared to be very sad as you travel throughout the levels. It's really good. It's really, really good. Also, I wish to have my own lanthorn, and that's all I'm going to say. 5 out of 5. All right, so now we are going to be talking about Golf Club Wasteland. It's the most basic game ever. I got it as part of a duo pack with another game that I'm about to talk about. It's basically like an app game where you're golfing. Like, you're trying to see if you can get the golf ball into the hole. Like, that's literally it. It's the most basic game ever. 4 out of 5. What's really cool is like how you can see the environment changing around it, because you're actually playing on like an abandoned planet, or there's like toxic stuff there. All right, now we are going to talk about Cuphead. 4 out of 5. Okay, have I ever beat Cuphead? Of course not. Do I enjoy Cuphead for what it is? Yeah, I think it's really fun. Also, I love the old-timey like animation to it. The old-timey art style that it has is really fun. I do really enjoy it, even though, again, I'm pretty terrible at that game. But it's fun. It's a good time. And now we are going to talk about... It's called Aspire Ina's Tale. It's like a platform puzzle game. Apparently it's really short, like 2 hours, but I didn't finish it as I felt like some of the mechanics were a bit clunky, specifically like trying to jump from platform to platform, and like when it comes to getting away from like the beast, just a tiny bit confusing. Not my favorite. 3 out of 5. The first tree I bought thinking it was completely different than what it was. I also didn't finish it, but like, you're a fox and I think you were running through the snow, and yeah, that's the only thing I remember. If anyone has played the first tree, if you would like to like tell me what I missed out on, please do. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. 2 out of 5. That's not everything, but that's pretty close. Again, this was my personal feelings on the games that I've played this entire year. This has nothing like bad to say about the devs, nothing bad to say like if you enjoy playing any of these games or if you don't like any of these games. Trust me, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't want to hurt you, okay? I don't want to make you angry. That being said, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much if you stuck around. I played a lot more than I thought I did this year, and I already have a couple games lined up for next year. Thank you for sticking by me. Have a wonderful day. Drink some water. Bye!